Freddie Andersen, what do we need to know about him, Corey?
Freddie Andersen, big guy, had to get out of Anaheim. I think it's a really good signing for the Leafs. I really liked him. I liked him more a couple years ago. He's a guy that at the time had to get in shape back probably about 2 years ago. So I don't know what his fitness levels are like, but I've heard that he's gotten a lot better. I talked to his goalie coach, Dwayne Rolison, and he's really improved his fitness, and I think he's going to be a really good addition for the Leafs. I think it was good that finally they went after a guy that I think can be a star.
Well, you know what I like about him is he also seems to fit the Mike Babcock mold, doesn't he, for goaltenders?
Yeah.
Which is look, it's important because Mike Babcock's going to be hockey god here for the next decade. So.
Well, let's be honest. If you're Mike Babcock, the only mold that fits is the guy that stops the puck.
Right.
So that's what they need, right? I mean, they need a guy that can help their young guys develop. That's going to keep them in games. When the young guys are making mistakes and learning, they need that presence back there. So this is a guy that has the ability to do that. I think they did the right thing.
You know, it's funny. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the old debate you have in baseball when you're putting together a young team. And the question is, do you spend money on a closer? Because if you're not contending, why waste money on a closer? But managers will tell you, hey, nothing hurts a younger team worse than working hard, having having a one-run lead going into the ninth inning and then having it torched because your bullpen didn't come through. And I think there may be part of that at work here with the Leafs. They needed a goaltender anyhow. You're going to have to go out and get that guy next year, the year after that. But give these young guys a little bit of moral support because it could be a really young team next year.
Yeah, well, there's two ways to look at it. They could have tanked again this year and got another good draft, which is still possible with the team that they're going to put on the ice, and that's fine too. But when you have a young team, there's nothing. Some teams and management, they think, let's just let them play. If we lose, no problem. I don't believe in that. I believe then you breed losing, and I think that the Leafs are in a situation where you still have to be able to stay in games, and you still have to be able to teach these guys that they have an opportunity to win. And I never did understand the mentality of just throwing them out there and let's lose, because you're not teaching the young guys anything. I understand this year, but let's start teaching these guys how to win games. And, sometimes when you have a goalie like that, they'll win you games you shouldn't be in.
What do you think this means for the Leafs insofar as other acquisitions? In particular, I'm thinking a lot of people in this city are going to be talking about Steven Stamkos. Does this suggest to you that this team, finances aside, does this suggest to you that this team would be prepared to add a significant piece like that? Or would we be looking at, maybe somebody on a lesser free agent level?
Yeah, well, it tells me that they're not looking at tanking again this year for a player. So that tells me that they're ready to start moving after they get that first pick, that they're going to be ready to start moving forward and trying to win some games. So that's what that tells me, which, again, like you just said, now you've got free agents that want to come. So if you sign a goalie like Freddie Andersen and other guys think he's good and that this team now is serious about winning, you'll take the opportunity to sign there. And then if they land a free agent, everyone keeps saying Stamkos. It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough thing to do. Tampa still wants him, and there's going to be 20 other teams that I think are going to probably be throwing the bank at him. So he's going to get a lot of offers. So it still remains to be seen. But I think that moving forward, they're at least looking at winning, which is good.
You know what? We're going to let you run, Corey. Appreciate you doing this. Hit him straight, hit him far.
Thanks, bud. Anytime.